Hi, my name is Michael Amichai of Amichai Law. I do estate planning, probate, and trust administration. This is my first video. If you like it, please send it to someone else who you think will appreciate it and subscribe below. Now, on to the video. So, why does everyone need an estate plan? So there are actually many reasons, but today I want to focus on one specific one. So, when you pass away, just imagine for a second that your family, maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's your children, are sitting in the attorney's office and you've just passed away and they're distraught. Maybe it was from some natural causes, maybe, God forbid, an accident, but regardless, they're distraught, they're very sad and upset. These are situations that I see every day in my practice. And after someone passes away, then the thing you do is go to the estate attorney because you don't know what to do. What happens now with the bank accounts? What happens now with the house? There's a million questions and things that need to get answered, and maybe there's already mail coming in saying from the bank or from the mortgage company saying, hey, we know so and so passed away. And and most of the time, especially after loved ones pass away, the family, especially in the first few days, maybe even weeks, are, they're feeling overwhelmed. It's too much for them to handle. Also, all these letters from banks and mortgage companies, so on. When these situations happen, the conversation from the attorney's perspective is going to go one of two ways. And that depends on whether the person who passed away had a full estate plan or if he didn't have an estate plan, he or she. Now, if the person who passed away had an estate plan, the conversation is a lot easier. So the attorney will review the estate plan with the family if they bought it. If not, maybe we'll set up another meeting and tell them to bring the estate plan in, and we'll go over the trust and we'll see who the beneficiaries are, so on and so forth, and what the terms of the trust are. But in general, in most cases, when someone passes away and they had a revocable living trust, depending on the terms, of course, but usually the trust administration, meaning the process of getting the assets transferred to the beneficiaries, usually takes a few months. 3, 4, maybe usually 4 to 6 months is the average, but I've had ones that have gone on for longer because of complications due to disputes and things like that. And I've had trust administrations that have taken just a month. Now, as I said, the trust administration conversation on the attorney side, that's the easier conversation to have because it's much more simple. The attorney can explain the process and explain that it's not going to take that long. So that's the conversation that we usually hope to have. Now, the other conversation that we may need to have with the clients, if the person who passed away did not have a full estate plan, is we're going to have to explain to them about probate court. So for those of you who don't know what probate is basically the legal procedure which is supervised by the court, in which the estate of a person who passed away is administered to their heirs or beneficiaries. Now, the probate process, again, when I'm talking about that, I mean the process by which the court supervises the administration of the estate of the deceased person, in California specifically, can take easily 18 to 24 months. So we're talking about a process that takes somewhere between 1.5 to 2 years, and that's if it's an uncontested probate, meaning there's no disputes among the family or anything like that. Now, the other thing about probate is that it's a very public process. So if any of you wanted now to see what probate court looks like, depending on what county you want to look at, but you go onto the specific county's court's website, go into probate, and usually you can find a Zoom link. And if the court is in session, then usually you can just log on and see what's happening. Anyone can. And then not just that, if you wanted to see, if you know of a certain probate that's going on and you want to see what the deceased person's will says, you can log on to the court's website. Usually you can download that information. It might cost you $2 to $5, something like that. Not only that, not just the will, but there's something called an inventory and appraisal, which is basically a list of someone's assets when they passed away and their attached value. And again, this is information that's open to the public. So the probate process isn't just long, it's also very public. Anyone can see it, which is obviously can be very uncomfortable for family members. The last thing I'll say about the probate process is that it's also expensive. The fees that the attorney receives from the probate are statutory, meaning that the attorney doesn't decide his own fees. The probate fees that the attorney is entitled to are written in the California probate code. So the attorney's fee for the probate is basically a percentage of the estate. Not only does the attorney get paid in a probate, but the personal representative, which is someone else that's appointed to handle the probate, is entitled to the same fee as the attorney. So it's also quite expensive. We are talking easily tens of thousands of dollars. And again, you have to remember that we as attorneys, when we're explaining these things to potential clients, these people, like I mentioned a few times already, are individuals who have just lost a loved one. You know, hearing all this information can sometimes be too much for them. Sometimes we'll schedule another appointment 2-3 weeks down the line because, again, it's a lot for the family. So my point in what I'm saying is that there's one certainty in life, maybe two if we're counting taxes, but one certainty is death. And you know at a certain point that you're going to die, and you have a choice whether you want to make sure that you're taking care of your family and making sure that whenever it is that you pass away, that everything to do with the administration of your estate will be much easier for them, much more simple during their time of grief. If you don't handle it correctly, they're going to have to go through probate court, which, as I've explained, is a very, very unpleasant situation. So, in my opinion, the number one reason why people want to make sure that they get a full estate plan that is suited for them is to make sure that their family members are taken care of and don't have to go through unnecessary bureaucratic procedures that are extremely unpleasant when they're already suffering. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you do, like I asked before, if you want to send it to someone else, if you want to subscribe to our channel, I promise I'll be putting up a lot of other videos soon. And have a good day. Thank you.